Hey YouTube, what's up? We're going to make some predictions for this weekend of Night of the Champions, my friends.
Champions, my friends.
Well, they'll keep fighting until the end, hopefully. Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't keep fighting to the end. Maybe they'll just decide to troll and just walk in the ring and walk out.
That'd be terrible. Can you imagine the show?
Imagine
Imagine the show opening up.
Imagine if they all boycotted and be like, "Yeah, we don't feel like wrestling."
Oh, that'd be terrible.
No, they're going to keep fighting to the end. I got a feeling they
That's
will.
good. All right, I'm glad.
Okay,
You gotta be worried.
so
You're Alex, right?
I'm Alex.
I'm Mark.
What up? I'm Jess.
And I'm Timmy Wyatt, aka Tim Beagle.
You can follow him on Twitter.
Can't follow us on Twitter. Sorry.
Yeah, we hate Twitter.
Can't follow us like CM Punk.
You can follow me on Twitter, AlexGold14, but I'd prefer if you didn't because so far I've got no followers through this. But if I get one, that will make my day. Seriously.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get right into it. I think.
Well, we are welcome. Yes, we are.
What?
Welcome to
Rants.
Ah!
I love our Slim Jim commercials.
Snap into it. Ring rants.
Two ring rats. There we go.
So,
All right. What we got first there, Big Al?
the first match of the night is a Divas match with the Divas title on the line between Paige versus Nikki Bella versus AJ Lee in a triple threat match.
Oh man.
What are your thoughts?
It's
You know-
gonna be the hottest matchup ever.
No, pretty much. But as far as two of the three in the match, Paige and AJ, they're great wrestlers in their own rights. I'm really happy to see this shoe.
What the
Sorry.
Shoe and cookie. Anyways, AJ and Paige, the best women wrestlers WWE has right now. So you gotta keep that momentum going. Throwing Nikki in there is just, it seems like it's kind of a way to build this heel character she has and to make her a little bit more formidable. I'm not too excited about her just being thrown in there just
Bro.
because I don't understand, but that's just me. I think it was fine just being AJ and Paige, maybe throwing a stipulation, a special, match type. But other than that, at least those two, I don't have to worry about. They'll put on a great match. They'll help Nikki out if need be. So,
What are your thoughts, guys?
Not just thrown. Throw the Nikki.
yes, throw Nikki.
Nikki!
That's actually a
I
fun
am
sport,
Nikki.
throwing the Nikki. Have you ever played?
It's
Sorry.
my favorite sport ever.
I can't throw it very far, but
Yeah, she probably weighs more than all of us.
I don't think
She
she
probably weighs more than
all
the
of
Big
us,
Show.
but that's
no,
okay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
All right, anyways, predictions.
Any thoughts?
AJ on top.
Paige.
Bound for your balance.
Paige will retain. But I have a feeling that they're going to end up having Brie out there as well to interfere with Nikki.
It's certainly possible.
That's what I was just about to say, that I could see Nikki is about to win it, then all of a sudden Brie interferes and pulls her away, and they start fighting.
Cost her the title.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that because then you're going to get the wrestling between AJ and Paige. And honestly, that's what anyone who understands wrestling would want to see is those two wrestle.
Yeah.
Because that's your best of the best right there.
I completely agree. So, okay, so Tim, you said Paige is going to retain it.
Yeah.
Jess, you said AJ is going to win.
Yeah.
Mark,
No.
who do you say is going to win?
I'm going to pull off the title switch, and I'm going to say AJ's going to win because they're kind of going back and forth. I think you can kind of give the title for someone for a little while and then switch it off between the two. Eventually, it's going to get old because then you're going to see the same two people, with the title. But right now, it's your best two competitors, and those are the ones who deserve it. We'll see down the line what other divas get thrown into the mix. But for now, it's AJ and Paige. They're running with it, and I think it's gonna be AJ.
Yeah, I think it would make most sense if AJ or Paige wins it.
The Page.
So I don't know. I'm going to go with Nikki. Since no, I don't know.
That makes so
I
much
was-
sense.
I'm just kidding. I'm
I
kidding.
was like,
I'm going.
I was about to lay the smackdown.
I'm going to go with. I think Paige is going to retain it.
Page.
Should be a good match.
Yeah, it's certainly possible that she retains, but I like the back and forth between the two because it's very entertaining, and they both play their characters very well, and I can just imagine what AJ is gonna do as a character to Paige if she wins the title, like the trolling that goes on between the two. So I think it's a lot of fun, to be honest.
And one interesting aspect to this is that they all seem like they're faces, aren't they? I mean,
Well,
I guess
AJ
Paige
is
is
the
kind
face.
of booked as a heel, but
Paige is the
she doesn't really seem like a heel to me, to be honest.
Yeah, she's not doing the typical heel stuff as much. She did team with Nikki, who is the heel, Bella versus AJ and Brie on Raw. So right there you have your faces and heel set.
Yeah,
But
I guess so.
it's mostly they're focusing on this like weird dynamic between AJ and Paige, which to me it's working. They work really well together. The ring chemistry is there, the character interactions between the two are there. So you gotta keep going while it's working. So keep this up. Don't screw it up.
Okay, next match. Sheamus versus Cesaro for the U.S.
yeah.
title. Finally, Sheamus decides to put his title on the line, or management decides to
Yeah.
finally put his
Yeah.
title on the line.
And that's kind of been a theme with the U.S. title. It hasn't really been defended as much the last couple of years. So it'll be nice to see this title finally get defended. So we actually know, hey, there's a U.S. title. There's a secondary title that these wrestlers are fighting for. So, but on to the match itself.
You know, it'd be funny. This wouldn't happen, but what if Rusev won the U.S. title?
Oh, jeez.
That'd be so weird.
I can honestly see it maybe down the line, and then it would just be like
to
No,
like
he
piss off the
wins-
fans.
He wins the Russian title.
It's like they come up with a Russian title
oh, jeez.
just for him.
Yeah.
I could see them doing that possibly.
Oh, God.
Okay, so I like Cesaro. I want him to win. Sheamus has had the title for so long, and he hasn't really defended it. He hasn't really defended it lately, and Cesaro really hasn't won much. So I think it would be a nice change of pace if Cesaro won.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Sheamus has held it for a while, and honestly, they've done nothing with it. He's had a few matches every once in a while, but it's really just been kind of like a dead title. And I think giving it to Cesaro would be good because he can kind of not only will he make the matches good for the U.S. title, because whoever you throw against him, he works really well with any wrestler, and you'll have a pretty good match as long as the wrestler isn't completely inept. But he'll bring a little bit more like notice to the title because he's very popular amongst kind of that subgroup of kind of internet savvy wrestling fans that always clamored for Cesaro and Ziggler and all those guys. So it'll be nice to see Cesaro kind of get back, some momentum. And it's been a while since he's held the title.
I agree.
There was a lot for a while they were thinking when he was with Jack Swagger that they would give them the tag titles when he was the Real Americans earlier in the year. There's a big push for that, but that never happened, obviously. So it'd be nice to see Cesaro, hold another title, and hopefully from there start building, and then he'll move on to bigger and better things.
I hope he swings his way to a title win.
Nice.
And then
Good play on words. Good play on words.
Tim, your thoughts?
Cesaro, yeah, I want to see him in the title.
Word.
Jess?
Cesaro,
Wow.
definitely. We
Clean
need
sweep.
a change. We need something other than Sheamus winning everything, being over so often.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow, we all picked Cesaro.
There you go. I had a feeling that was the one we're gonna really agree on, but I think some of the matches we might disagree.
I
on.
think also, yeah, I'm kind of sick of Sheamus. I mean, it's not that I hate him, but he's a pretty boring character.
Yeah,
His
He-
character
he's
was kind of stale.
He's kind of ran his course with this, and there needs to be something different. Whether they throw him in with like a tag team or turn him heel or something.
Something different.
Yeah, there needs to be a little bit of a difference.
Just
with
too, he's too
because-
generic.
Yeah, it's starting to become
America.
He's starting to become a more blander John Cena, which is not a good thing. So
Sells slightly less T-shirts, but
yeah, a
The
lot
more Irish one.
more Irish Cena.
all right. Next match: Mark Henry versus Rusev.
It'll be
No
like
title, right? No title for this one.
No.
it'll be like
It
another.
will be for the Russian title, right?
Mark
Yeah.
Henry versus. What was the match that happened? Our WrestleMania.
Oh, Mark Henry versus Ryback.
Yeah, it'll be like another one of those. Muscle versus muscle.
Oh,
Pretty
geez.
much,
And
yeah.
that match was
And-
terrible.
Except with flags this time.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's gonna be like that.
yeah,
It's just gonna be who can bench press more.
yeah, pretty much. No, I'm not. Me personally, I'm not looking forward to it. I like Mark Henry. I think Rusev's an up and coming guy, but when you get two powerhouse guys, you really got to make sure you're mixing the right two, or else your matches just become so boring and kind of stale. Like you're bringing up the Mark Henry Ryback match at that WrestleMania a few years ago. It was terrible. We were there live for it. No one cared. Not a single soul cared for that match. Like they cheered when the match was over because the match
that
was
was the
over.
bathroom break.
Yeah, that seriously was. So
You didn't want to feed Ryback more?
no, it was.
Our
You wanted
match
him to
should
finish
go-
up his dinner and get out
I
with it.
want him to finish that match, and let's get on to the better
So
match.
I can stop yawning.
Anyways.
The match that we're gonna see. I mean, Rusev's got some potential down the line, and Mark Henry might be the guy to kind of bring it out. I'm predicting Rusev to win to continue the streak that he's on, because I don't think Mark Henry is the guy that it makes sense for him to beat Rusev. You're gonna need a bigger, more established guy to beat Rusev, because eventually they're gonna start honing in on this winning streak he's on, and not to revert back to like Goldberg days when they would count how many wins and have it up on the screen how many wins he's had in a row. But I'm gonna see. I predict that that's eventually gonna be a selling point.
That's a good point, because when CM Punk had the title, they kept mentioning her shirt. They didn't keep mentioning her shirt, but that would be kind of weird. But they kept mentioning.
You
They
go,
kept-
Alex.
They kept mentioning how many days he had the title for. Like, I've had it for 200 days, 300 days, so on and so forth. So I could see, that's a great point. I could see them eventually having a countdown for Rusev
Yeah,
of his streak. Like, how many matches in a row.
yeah. Especially if he starts beating some bigger time opponents, like beating Swagger. Okay, whatever.
Beating Ziggler.
Beat.
Has Ziggler ever faced him?
I'm sure Ziggler
Probably at some
chopped
point.
to him at some point earlier in the
Rusev
year.
Crush.
Yeah.
My ice cubes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go with Rusev with this match.
The thing with these types of matches, even though most likely, in my opinion, it's going to be kind of boring, they get some. Obviously, Mark Henry's going to get cheers just because it's U.S. versus Russia. I mean, the crowd isn't just going to sit there and boo.
Space
They'll
race.
boo the Russian guy, but they're not going to boo the American. They're going to be rooting for him. So, I mean, in that aspect, it's one of those scenarios where the crowd isn't forced to cheer, but they're
Yeah, there's like
they feel like they
there's
have
like
to.
an outside factor that makes them want to cheer. Like they hooked each wrestler to the country. So
Yeah.
obviously, you're from here, you're gonna root for Mark Henry. So to me, those storylines and those gimmicks have phased out.
Yeah,
years
it's
ago.
pretty
This
old.
isn't Desert Storm anymore. This isn't Hulk Hogan versus Sergeant Slaughter back in the day. This is 2014. We're done with cheesy stories like that. So
I just like seeing Lana.
Yeah, I was
Lana.
just going to mention the best thing about Rusev is Lana.
Yeah.
Lana's great on the mic.
Yeah.
I mean,
But she's super hot.
Yeah.
that too. But also, I love I love it when she says, "Shut up." I can't
Shut
do that. I can't do the accent, but it's funny.
up. Shut up.
Okay, so moving on. Oh, actually, I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick Rusev.
Rusev.
I want Mark Henry to win, even though I don't really care too much about the match. But
yeah.
I think Rusev's going to win.
Yeah. You guys, what do you think?
Little stiff.
All right, another Rusev. How about it? Sexual chocolate or the, I don't know, the Russian bear. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a nickname for him, but
Russian bear?
well, bears in Russian. Come on, Vladimir Putin. That one picture of him riding a bear.
Well, I'll go with sexual chocolate.
Oh.
Just because he's someone I grew up with. You know,
That's true.
I think he's got the more muscles.
Well, yes, he does.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Okay, the next match, you can take this one if you want.
Oh, because he's too busy eating a cookie.
Cookie,
So
cookie.
So
cookie,
professional.
Cookie,
I know.
Cookie,
All
cookie,
right.
cookie.
Looks like I'll have to hold this down. All right.
The
so
Usos.
Next, we have
The
Usos versus
cookios.
Usos versus Goldust and Stardust for the WWE Tag Team titles, which is a match that's kind of been in the making for a while. It seems like since they started Cody Rhodes' transformation into Stardust and having them working together with Goldust. They've been having so many matches with the Usos. It kind of just seemed like a no-brainer that this match was going to happen. I think it's good. I mean, you could make an argument for the Wyatts having a tag title shot.
Yeah, they should.
You could make an argument before Ryback kind of took some time off. Ryback so could have a title shot, but you know at the time, Goldust and Cody Rhodes were big time faces, and people loved seeing their matches. And Goldust has improved so much from when growing up I saw him wrestle, and he was a little bigger back then. He didn't have his speed like he does now. And it's awesome to see him wrestle like this. As far as the match, I think it'll be really good. I think it has the possibility of stealing kind of the spotlight from all the other matches. The Usos are a good young tag team. They're exciting. They're fun. Goldust, he's a veteran. He knows what to do to get the crowd going. He's been a heel before, so you don't have to worry about him, messing up that character. Then Cody Rhodes has also been a heel too, so. As far as the match, who's going to come out, I kind of want to see Goldust and Stardust. Usos held the tag titles for a while. It's been good for them. But now if you really want to establish Goldust and Stardust as top heel, tag team, give them the title, have them shove it in people's faces, keep up with the bizarre stuff, just give it a little more like cynical feel, and you'll have a good recipe for whatever face team down the line wins it from them. So, but I'm gonna go with Goldust and Stardust for this one.
How about you, Tim? Do you think Goldust and Starburst? Stardust are going to take it
Yeah,
away?
I hope
Come
so.
out with the big W?
I hope so, because the Usos suck.
Jeez, man.
No, I like the Usos, but I'm just sick of them because they destroyed my Wyatts too
Well,
many
see,
damn times.
alright,
He's a little biased. Don't listen to him.
The Wyatts are going to say,
Follow the buzzards.
Ooh,
We didn't.
no.
and they're also going to say, we're not here anymore.
No.
that-
The
We're
Wyatts,
there.
the
We're there.
Wyatts aren't even booked on the entire paper.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I'm pissed.
Holy.
Jinx.
Jinx.
You owe me a
What's up
soda,
with that?
You owe me a Coke. There's a Coke there. It's empty. So you
Here,
can have
have
the empty
it.
Coke.
but you can't.
Yeah, no Bray Wyatt,
No Bray Wyatt, no
No.
Harper Rowan, nothing. I'm pissed
No
off.
No Dean
WWE.
Ambrose.
What's wrong with you?
He's filming
What's
a
wrong
movie,
with
so
you?
that's no.
But
surprise
still, I
there.
mean, I miss those. I miss him.
Yeah. All right, so
I don't think he misses me.
Stardust, Goldust. That's who you're going with.
Yeah.
All right.
Reluctantly.
Till
So-
the Wyatts get a shot.
Yeah. All right. What are you doing?
I go with Starburst and
Yeah, Starburst.
Starburst and Skittles. Okay.
They're both very good candies.
Golden Skittles.
um,
Skittles made of. Huh.
you know what? Just for the heck of it, I'm going to go with the Usos retaining since
Everyone else.
everyone's picking the same things tonight.
No,
So
I agree that I believe the Usos are in their prime, and I think they should retain.
Ooh,
So I'm with
we're
Alex.
Boo. We're
So-
split.
Boo.
Nice.
I like
like
the
it.
Usos, but it's time for a change. That being said, even though it's time for a change, I think they're going to retain it.
There's a split. I like it. The first split of the day. With 4 of us. I don't know.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 4.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What's half of 4?
Just gonna
Oh,
make
this is the
sure.
first time that all 4 of us got together
Yeah.
and made a
Look at
video.
that.
That's
There's a
Hey
Ring Rants
guys,
first.
what's up? I'm a girl.
I'm a dude.
That's a dude.
Okay, so we're split on that. I think it's going to be a decent match.
Yeah, no, it'll be really
Both
good.
teams are pretty talented.
Oh yeah, hands down, probably the 2 best tag teams that they have.
Hands
going right
down.
Have
to
you-
me.
What do you think of Cody Rhodes' new role? Do you think it's helped him or hurt him?
Help them big time. This is
Seriously?
dead serious. This has been such a
Stone Cold series.
stone cold serious. Yeah. No, this has been kind of like a refreshing kind of look at Cody, and you never really thought that he could do this. Like, he's always seemed kind of like a more serious wrestler.
Yeah.
But now they throw the Stardust gimmick at him, and he just runs with it, and he does it so well. And I enjoy it. I think it's hilarious, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
So,
he's a good wrestler, and also, like you said, he's pulling this off very well, and
for
he's
sure.
very entertaining. I find him really funny, and I love the thing he does with his hands. I don't know, he does like the heart or something,
No,
or
he has his glove,
Or
and
something.
they have the
I
star
can't do
like
it.
This, and he just puts his hands
Did
out
I
like
do
that.
it?
I think it's pretty
I
funny.
love
Do it?
And I love his entrance, how he's like touching the wall and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
he's all like weird, like on
But-
LSD or something.
the tag team.
That's about so pretty.
It's like to get him to the great, that scene where they're touching the fuzzy wall.
No, yeah, yeah,
But yeah, okay, so we're split on it.
yeah.
Should be a good match.
All right, the one match we should not be split on, if you all know what's good for you: Dolph Ziggler versus The
Whoa,
Miz. For the
don't you threaten me, boy. I'll put you to jail.
I usually
Don't-
know what's good for me, but sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes he eats too much.
I'm here to
cookies.
show the world.
I do.
Cookies.
Yeah. Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz for the Intercontinental title.
I go with the Miz. Ha
Of
ha.
course you would. I'm going with Ziggler. Ziggler's the better wrestler. Miz is an ass.
You're an ass.
I know, but still.
It wouldn't be smart for them to give it to the Miz because,
No, hell no.
because you see, he just comes back and he's like, "Oh, look at me, get this little Hollywood gimmick," and then they got Damian Mizdow, like such a disgrace. It's like really,
So
And
bad.
our Ziggler.
That's
Our
funny.
Ziggler's funny.
That's funny. Truth has like
yeah.
a range, so he can do any characters. I mean, it's just great to see him on TV again. Sandow's a better wrestler than what they're doing, but that's a whole different topic. Ziggler's got to win this. He's getting momentum again. He's so popular, so over with the crowd. Don't make him lose because you're just gonna piss off those fans even more. And The Miz does not deserve it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm topping this.
Should go make another crappy movie or something.
Yeah, like
You know, even though I'm not a Miz fan, I'm going to pick him, and this is the reason why.
What?
another split.
Last
Who
time,
doesn't? I love him. Who
last
doesn't?
time I picked against Ziggler, and Ziggler won. Every single time before that, I picked Ziggler to win, and he lost. So that's why I'm picking
okay,
The Miz.
there you go. So it's not a true pick.
It's
That
not
makes sense.
because I like
So-
The Miz.
So you're on your own, Miss Miz.
Ah.
Where is the
Miz-
champions, by the way?
Where's
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Are you from Memphis? Because you're the only 10 I see.
Oh!
It's only game.
I can't take credit for that. I got that from a commercial.
Yeah.
Some
So,
beer
yeah.
commercial.
3 for Ziggler, 1 for Miz. Care to elaborate?
Wait, I thought we were split on it.
Oh, well, a true pick.
Oh, okay. My pick is
Good
like a half pick.
job, Math Wiz.
Alright.
So you picked the Miz, or
Yeah.
I
So
did pick the Miz.
the Math Wiz
because
picked the Miz?
He's awesome, and I've been a fan forever. So
That's true. He is awesome. So an awesome wrestler should win.
I think he just came back with this new gimmick, this new repackaging. He should continue his momentum, and yeah,
grab the title.
yeah.
And that can only, help his character.
Him and Miz Dow. Him and
So
Miz
I
Dow should
think
go
he
for
has
tag
a real
titles.
chance, even
There you
though I
go.
think what?
You said Miz and Sandow should go for the tag titles.
That'd be cool.
There you go.
I could get into that actually.
Yeah.
Me too.
It's an interesting tag team.
Call him the Hollywood something.
Or
The Hollywood Buttheads.
The
or just
Hollywood
Miz Dow.
Dows.
It's just
Dow.
Miz Dow.
Miz Dow?
Keep it short and sweet. Miz Dow. I can see that.
Sandiz.
Sandys.
I don't know.
Sounds like a
Enter
really
Sandys.
sounds like a really bad Pokemon name.
Sandys.
Sandys. I choose you.
Instead, Diglett and Sanders.
Anyways, next match.
Next match, we have Chris Jericho versus the Viper Randy Orton, Mr. Robot himself. Ow.
Maybe that's just part of his character.
Yeah. Maybe he's half man, half robot. Don't stop.
Randy Borton.
Hey,
Just-
you,
I'm just
She
kidding.
hits me when
I'm
someone
sorry,
else
Mark.
makes fun of Randy
If
Orton.
you guys have,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Randy Orton sucks!
you guys, all of these guys suck. Don't listen to them.
He said he wanted time off.
Yeah.
Well,
You should
that's
take it.
maybe that's
Don't take as
smart.
much time off as you want.
Yeah,
Randy Orton,
leave.
WWE be fine with. Ow.
Go join
Go
Joe
buy
Batista.
some more drugs or something. Go shit some more bags.
Okay, let's put it this
Why
way.
am I friends with these?
I think Orton, he's a good wrestler. But, like,
Ah.
Sheamus, his gimmick has gotten old. I think he's a decent wrestler. I mean, I think Orton is a little bit better of a wrestler than Sheamus.
Yeah, I agree.
A lot better.
I agree.
So,
And I think Orton's more versatile, where he can play certain characters better than Sheamus for sure.
and if you think about it, it really doesn't matter who wins or loses this match, in my opinion, because both Jericho and Orton are already over with the fans.
Yeah, like
So-
this just seems like a match that was kind of just put together in the last couple weeks, and it was. But Jericho's leaving after this. I guess he's doing like a book tour or something, from what I heard. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. Not coming anywhere around here, but
He wrote a book?
yeah, he made a book and he's doing a couple of signings, couple of them down in the city near New York City and other places.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, him in the sparkly jacket.
his light bright jacket.
Yeah.
But it should be a pretty good match. Jericho is a phenomenal wrestler. I think Orton can kind of hold his own when it comes to wrestling someone like Jericho, his style. It's really tough to pick who will win, though, for me, because you can see it going with Jericho because he's about to leave. He's about to take a little time off. You don't really want, to leave on a bad note. But then again, you can see Randy Orton winning because he might stick around for a little bit, and you don't want him to lose so many times in a row. No matter what wrestler, you really don't want them to go on this long pay-per-view losing streak because you kind of just lose any momentum. This time last year, Orton was your top heel, and he was masterful at getting over as a heel and helping push Daniel Bryan kind of over the top. I mean, Daniel Bryan did most of the work himself, but if he didn't have that heel that everyone
You definitely
hated,
gotta give Orton some credit.
yeah, so he was a big part of it. But for me, this is tough. I think I'm gonna go with Randy Orton, though. As much as I'm not a fan of his to the nth degree, I think it makes more sense to give Randy the win because you still want him as a top guy. You still want him to be formidable in the eyes of the fans. So when he goes up against Roman Reigns or Dean Ambrose or other young up-and-coming faces, it's a good match when they beat him because he just beat Randy Orton. You know, how many time champion he is? What, like 12 or something? I can't remember.
Probably.
Something like that. But multiple time champion, kind of your top heel.
When is Y2J leaving?
I think it's supposed to be after this pay-per-view. So either right after the pay-per-view or the Monday after.
So yeah, I think it would make more sense to have Orton win it
Yeah.
because it really doesn't matter if Y2J wins it or not.
Because he'll be back, and then people will be just as excited because he just connects with the fans. So it's, I can see Jericho winning too, just because, hey, let's make the fans happy. People like Jericho. But right now, it would benefit Randy Orton more than it does Jericho. Because Jericho is just going to go off and do his book signing anyway. So,
Yep.
but that's ours. What about you guys? Any thoughts?
Tim, who do you think's going to win?
Probably Orton.
Orton?
Yeah, because he's showing this new mean streak. And he's
It's
like,
a season premiere.
No.
That's kind of odd, but
it's like,
It's dumb.
it's like, how does Raw have a season? It's on year round.
Yeah. Stupid plan.
Yeah.
he has to prove to the authority that he still matters.
Yeah. And to the fans.
Yeah, he kicked Jericho's ass backstage a few weeks ago in Raw, so I think he's going to continue that.
Yeah.
So
But
probably,
the guy with everything to prove, I think he'll stick around. He'll retain.
Randy Orton?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Another
Queen sweep.
Yeah. There you go, Randy. We don't dislike you that
yeah,
I don't like you that. Dislike you that. Sorry.
The one thing I've noticed
My
about this
favorites.
pay-per-view event is that there aren't any stipulations for the
Yeah,
matches.
no, there's no special match stipulations, which is fine because this is just about the titles. It's not
Yeah.
so much about. It'd be nice to throw in a specialty match, but you got pay-per-views coming up. Hell in a Cell, right? That's this
October.
Yeah, that's October.
That's
Is it-
true.
Is TL no
TLC is in December.
Yeah, so that's when you're gonna get your specialty matches. So
Good point.
yeah.
Okay, next match: Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins.
I'm so excited for
This
this,
is
match.
this
This is going to be a great match.
Yeah,
So
this is gonna be
excited.
hard to predict because it can honestly go either way. I honestly do not know. I'm gonna let you guys talk. So
I'm gonna stick with Roman Reigns as pulling out on top, just because I'm rooting for everyone who isn't Rollins, because I really think that just what he did was heartbreaking, and I hated it so much. I want everything bad to happen to him. So
yeah, talk about the Shield breakup.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep for 3 days. Think
I
about it.
literally cried.
Well, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it upset me that they broke up, even though we all knew it was bound to happen.
Yeah, one of these days it was.
But still, the way that they did it was
Yeah.
Well, they did a good
It was
job.
unexpected how they did it, too. I didn't expect
I just-
Rollins to turn. If anyone, I thought it was going to be Ambrose.
Yeah, I was thinking Ambrose, but hey, throw you the curveball. But it should be a really good match. They had a great match on Raw. One thing I don't understand, and I know I showed you guys the article, someone brought up that they basically just gave away this match on Raw when it was going to be on the pay-per-view.
What do you mean?
Like, the article I showed you, the guy brought up the point that they had the match on Raw. That was a match that was supposed to be on pay-per-view this Sunday. So it's like, why would you have the same match twice, and why would you have the good guy go over on TV where everyone can see it instead of waiting until Sunday, make people order it, so watch the good guy win? So it's like the good triumphing over evil sort of thing. Why are you giving away the happy ending for free and not enticing people to buy the pay-per-view? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like you got to pay. Like if you go to a strip club.
I don't think
Yeah.
Never mind, that just got.
he
Ah,
speaks
but-
from experience.
No, I've actually never
Wow,
been to one,
wow,
to be
it's
honest.
just frequents all
No,
strip
listen
clubs.
to him.
No,
What
I'm-
you gotta pay? $9.99.
$9.99.
That's
That's
a really
absurd.
cheap stripper, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Got messed up hair and messed up makeup. Nah,
But yeah, I see what you're saying. It doesn't make any sense. But who knows? Maybe the WWE is going to throw us a curveball and do something different.
Yeah, that I
We can
would.
hope.
I would hope that. I mean, the match is going to be good. You might just get the same ending though.
Are they gonna
Roman
still
Reigns
have
beats-
it? Do we even know? Are they gonna
They're
still have it?
supposed to. It's listed.
Or are they gonna scrap it? I don't know.
They would have scrapped it by now.
True.
I mean, it's Thursday. They got 2 more days.
And this match is not going to happen before the heavyweight championship match. If you think about it, well, I guess it could, but
No, that Cena and Lesnar match is the biggest match.
yeah,
Nothing
yeah,
is going
it is the
after
biggest match. But I'm just saying it's not going to happen directly before it because,
That's true.
in my opinion, because that leaves the opportunity for Seth Rollins to cash in, maybe.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's always that.
If Seth
possibility.
Rollins is going to cash in at the Night of Champions, they're not going to have their matches back to back.
Yeah, no, they're gonna
Well, they
get-
wouldn't anyways.
Yeah,
but
they're gonna give them a little rest to let him rebuild, and then if they have him cash in,
so we'll get to
Sunday-
that in a little bit.
Yeah. But the match itself is going to be great. Again, I can't stress that enough. Your youngest up and coming guys. This is your future. WWE. Don't mess it up. You've messed up time and time again before. Don't mess it up with these guys.
Both Rollins and Reigns are really talented and really athletic, but I actually think Rollins is slightly more talented than
Really?
Reigns
Oh.
with all the high flying moves he does and
He
everything.
does have the edge when it comes to your speed and kind of your charisma when it comes to.
Reigns
doing
has
those
charisma
things.
too.
But he has,
He has a lot of
charisma
energy.
a big guy
Yes,
that.
Oreos.
Yes, he does have Oreos too. But yeah, he's got the charisma of the big guy. You know, the power moves, the kind of connects with the fans in the sense like he's a larger than life athlete, and he's a Superman basically.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of gravitates to him because of that. Rollins just has like the pure wrestling skill that people that appreciate wrestling will get behind. So those two coming together, I think, will be really good. And honestly, looking forward to basically it's match number 2. Maybe they're leading into a series of 3. Maybe
Possibly.
Rollins wins this, and then they have another match next pay-per-view. I don't know. So there's many directions they can go with this.
What if, I know you said Ambrose is making a movie, so you know for sure he's not going to be there.
It's nothing's for sure.
Well,
Some-
nothing's for sure, but most likely.
Could
Yeah,
be there.
he
I think
could
he's
be
done,
there.
I think he's done shooting the movie.
So
I heard
it's
he's
possible
not
he could
done until
interfere?
next week. That's just what I heard, though.
It's possible he could
It's
interfere.
possible he could jump in there and help Reigns win, or maybe the swerve is he helps Rollins win, and then like
You never know.
Rollins and Ambrose become like a heel tag team. Like,
That'd be pretty cool.
yeah, I could dig that.
They really need to build up that tag team division.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
so what do you guys think? Who do you think's going to win?
Reigns, you got Reigns.
Yeah.
1 versus all, or at least 1 versus Rollins.
1 versus 100, like that game show. That's a Reigns versus 100.
Oh, geez.
Special guest star on.
Yo, he'd be Superman punching all.
Be like, hey, you better get that answer right, or I'm going Superman punching.
I'm gonna steal your Oreos.
that too.
All of
Because we know Roman Reigns loves his Oreos.
Ooh.
What do you think? You think Reigns or you think Rollins?
Gonna hold out for Reigns. I'm gonna root
Reigns.
for him. Definitely.
I'm gonna let you go. I'm still deciding.
It's tough. I like them both, but
There's no question. We all like both.
I think Rollins is going to win.
Rollins. You know, I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go with Rollins.
Oh, spin it down the middle.
Yeah.
I
Like,
know.
even though Reigns has been the one to kind of get the momentum more so now, I mean, Rollins is kind of like the authorities, you know, acing the hole, or, you know, plan B, you know, haha, that joke. But,
Bad joke, Mark.
yeah,
Bad
oh,
joke.
snap.
I haven't had too many of those, so I have to
Not yet.
say something.
He's been
But-
doing good.
You know, I think you have Rollins with the Money in the Bank. You gotta kind of. In the beginning, it looked like he was going to cash it in. They were kind of teasing it. Then they kind of got away from it. Even though I don't understand why now he wouldn't try it even more, even though it is Brock Lesnar. They got rid of Ambrose, so now you should see a little bit more of him like, I'm thinking about it, you know, or they start teasing it a little bit. But again, I see why, because it's Brock Lesnar. I think giving Rollins the win will kind of thrust him back into being like a main event person in the eyes of fans, and then make him a pretty formidable wrestler for the Authority, kind of taking the place of Randy Orton. I think eventually you're gonna see Randy Orton kind of get sick and tired of being paired up with Triple H and all them. You might see a Rollins and Randy Orton thing down the line.
That could be.
That would be interesting.
So 2 Reigns and 2 Rollins. Again, split. Just can't see eye to eye.
I think it's going to be Rollins' night.
Yeah, I hope so.
Wouldn't this be amazing if he beat Reigns and then later that night he cashed in? That would be one hell of a night for him.
The night of Rollins.
You never know.
There, yeah. Well.
Not Night of Champions.
But that being
Rollins.
said, the WWE usually likes to wait for the person to cash in their Money in the Bank.
Well, there's been times where they've had them cash in really, close to when they wanted to. So it's really a good
that's true.
concept.
But
It's very unpredictable. You really can't pinpoint a time. Like, no one knew Edge was going to cash in when he did, when they first had it. And I think the ones after that got a little bit more predictable because it was like Punk cashed in on Edge after he got his butt whooped by Batista. So it's like, oh, geez, that screams a title change right there. So if they can go back to this unpredictable, like out of nowhere cash-ins or cash-in attempts, it'll make it a lot more.
one of the
exciting.
most memorable cash-ins was when Ziggler cashed in. That was amazing.
Oh my god.
When the fans,
They
that's
were-
the loudest I've ever heard the fans.
They went nuts, and again, that's your
Careful.
cue that Ziggler is so over with these fans. You gotta run with it. He's gotta be your future champion at some point, because he works well in the ring. He's got great character. He works his butt off. I mean, he's done everything WWE's asked for him. Everything. So one day he should be champion, in my opinion.
All right, so that brings us to our next match. Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. T-shirt man.
To which one?
To both.
Nice.
I'm not a huge fan of either, but what was I going to say?
Uh-oh.
Duh.
Wheels are turning there, I promise.
I do like Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's awesome on the
Yeah.
mic.
Definitely.
I think Cena's going to win just so he can tie Ric Flair in having the most titles, 16 times.
Yeah. Because they're starting to mention that a little bit more now. I didn't think they would really go that route, but
And plus,
they start mentioning it now.
Lesnar's not going to be there long term, so it would make sense for him to lose, even though Lesnar's a beast. He's a
Literally.
beast. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Well, maybe there's some buts.
Yeah,
But
Well, I don't think it would be smart for them to have Brock Lesnar drop the title so
do
soon
tell.
because they just gave it to Brock and people were starting to get excited about it. Yeah, okay, he's not on Raw as often, whatever. Neither was The Rock. So,
Of course you're gonna make
No.
that.
true, and that gave
Nothing.
Heyman more material.
yeah. So, I mean, yeah, okay. Cena's there all the time, but he's had this title so many times. So,
Yes.
is it worth it?
There's a reason why though. Like, I'm slowly starting to kind of come around on Cena a little bit.
Really?
Just because you're starting to see kind of a more aggressive side to him, and you might start seeing a shift. Maybe it's just a tease like WWE likes to do every once in a while, because we saw that a little bit a few years ago where he kind of got serious and super aggressive. I think he had a feud with Kane.
I was just about to say, yeah, I think the WWE. Wait, there's two W's.
WWE.
The WWE.
www.wwe.com. Okay, there we go.
No,
Yeah,
that's not right.
I think they're teasing us with
They-
Cena
More than likely.
this
they
past
are.
Raw. I mean, yeah, that was a good segment with Cena.
The last
Kidnapping
few of
Heyman.
him and Heyman have been great.
And
Some of the most
Cena's-
entertaining ones.
Cena's promos have been a little bit better. This is a side of Cena you don't see too often.
Exactly.
So I kind of like this. I do like this side of him. That being said, like just when you think he's about to go to the dark side, the good side grabs him back.
Yeah, and that's
Like
just,
he's like
it's like
treading
the-
that
it's like
medium.
it's like the struggle of like a
Darth
bad
Vader
guy.
versus Anakin.
No,
or
like
Luke
I'm trying to
Skywalker.
think of like a bad guy trying to struggle to be good. How we want that bad guy to come around. Now this time it's opposite. We want that good guy to go to the other side and be like, "Hey, go over there."
Push.
Yeah, push him to the heel side, and then let's see what comes of it. Because he'd probably be really good. I mean, just the reaction that would come of seeing Cena as a heel, like the moment it happens, places are blowing up.
Twitter
Social
will blow
media.
up.
Social
Facebook,
media is blowing up.
YouTube.
Heel turn.
I remember did that on Raw once.
Yeah, see, he likes to troll on us with that. It's like, oh, a little heel turn, but you know, I'm coming around in the sense that he's playing aggressive as in his character, and I guess he's kind of forced to in a way with Brock Lesnar because he's such like an intimidating wrestler, and you really can't have like a passive wrestler go up against him, or else it just
True.
or else it looks like Lesnar's just gonna rip him apart. So you need someone to be super aggressive, super focused.
It'd be something if John Cena decided to align himself with Paul Heyman.
Yo,
If he
That would be
become a-
really awesome.
straight up,
Crazy.
If become a Paul Heyman guy
straight up.
and screw Brock Lesnar.
John Cena.
I
the
always
Paul Heyman
thought sometime down the line he joins the Authority. I had this.
I could see
inkling,
that maybe. I don't know.
like some like corporate authority Cena. I don't know, but it was just a thought I had one time. Like, how interesting that would be.
How funny would this be if one time they had a whole bunch of heels, whole bunch of high heels on one side. No, I'm just kidding.
guy.
They had a whole bunch of heels on one side of the ring, a whole bunch of faces on the other side of the ring. John Cena's in the middle, and the heels are like, "Come over here, come over here." Faces are like, "Come over here," and he can't decide which side to go.
That would just be
That'd be
like,
hilarious.
that'd just be mapping out like which side is Cena gonna take.
Well, it was funny when Cena was part of the Nexus, even though he didn't really do anything. Like, as a
Oh
heel,
yeah,
as a
that was
heel.
just more of that like entrapment type angle, like JBL and Shawn Michaels had years before that, where JBL bought Shawn Michaels' house so he didn't become homeless, and Shawn Michaels had to do JBL's bidding. He was a heel by force, by JBL making him.
Yeah.
So I don't want to see that. Like, I want to see a complete turn. Like, Cena just has enough of fans booing him, or has enough of what is John Cena, and then he just completely turns.
I kind of missed Thugonomics.
Yeah.
That was funny.
No, I like that gimmick.
Play some big amounts.
But the match itself, I hope they make it a little bit more even, because the first one was all lopsided, which was to be expected because they want to put over Lesnar. They want to make him look very, very
Dominant.
vulnerable. And,
I liked it. I like
well,
seeing.
of course you did, Mr.
I like seeing Cena because you always see Cena. Oh, I'm Super Cena, but to see Brock just demolish him. It's like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, but this is a part-timer coming in and showing up and be like, I'm going to take a title. I'm going to show up the Raw before a pay-per-view for
Just randomly.
Less-
Be like, okay,
for
I'll
less
show
than 10
up.
minutes and brawl a little bit and then go.
That's a
Like,
good point. I mean, that is kind of annoying. It's good to
Yeah.
see him. It is good to see him because, well, you don't think so?
no, it's not. I never cared for him. Like these overpowered, over-muscled, powerhouse wrestlers that just destroy everything. It makes me lose interest because you don't get the back and forth between wrestlers like him and other wrestlers because all they're doing is just squashing these guys. And it makes that one wrestler look good. I like matches and I like wrestlers that can make each other look good. The back and forth the heel gets a little bit of offense, and then the face makes the comeback. That back and forth storytelling is nice. But when you have a big, imposing wrestler like Lesnar come in and just destroy stuff, what's my motivation to watch it? What's my motivation to get hyped and see what happens tonight or the next night? Because Lesnar's just going to come in and destroy everyone. It's not fun to me.
Okay, here are my reasons why I don't like both of them. Lesnar, he's only there part-time, and I don't see how they can justify him winning the belt being there part-time.
Yeah, exactly. And
That being said, he is a beast, and just for me personally, even though he's only there part-time, which is annoying, I'm entertained when I see him wrestle, when I see him dominate. It's pretty awesome. Just my opinion. But
everyone's got it. It's all right.
the thing about Cena I don't like is the fact that he's always pushing his newest T-shirt or towels or bandanas or bananas or
Bananas.
his Fruit Loops.
Bananas.
Like, he's always pushing. Oh, I get it. All these wrestlers have new shirts from time to time, but him, out of all of them, seems like he gets a new shirt every few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it's overkill with Cena, and I understand that, and I share in that frustration because it's been the same stuff for years, and that's why I'm saying I like this difference in him because he's more aggressive.
Yeah.
Like old, Cena from a few years ago, he wouldn't trap, or at least you would believe he wouldn't trap Paul Heyman in
That's
the locker
true.
room
That's true.
and leave him in there and have great
I
colleagues.
thought that was a good segment.
Yeah, it was hilarious. It was something different for Cena. So
That's
I
true.
like seeing that difference in Cena. So it makes me want to pull for him because I guess maybe it's just false hope that he'll make that complete 90-degree change or 180-degree change into something new.
It's nice to see a difference in his character, but I just think they're just teasing us. I don't think it's going to happen.
More than likely.
So my prediction is, I don't know. I don't want either of them to win, but someone has to. I think Cena is actually going to beat Lesnar, but it's going to be close. Cena isn't going to completely dominate Lesnar. It's going to be close, back and forth.
Yeah.
Cena wins the belt. He's exhausted. Rollins cashes in.
That'd be nice.
There you go. To me, that's like a perfect scenario. You got the back and forth match between the two. You get Cena conquering what just destroyed him last time, and he's spent, and all of his energy's out. And then maybe Brock Lesnar gets one more good move on him just because he's bad, he's frustrated. He walks out, boom, Rollins comes out, new champion, brand new champion.
That is if Ambrose isn't there. If Ambrose is there, then
Yeah, then that's gonna
going
screw
to-
it up.
Brock
But
Lesnar will still get a rematch even if he loses it.
that's fine. I'll give Brock Lesnar the rematch, but not the title.
what's
That'll be-
Lesnar's reasoning? Sorry, go ahead.
Because then we'll have Brock Lesnar inside Hell in a Cell.
It's possible. But what's Lesnar's reasoning for not being there full time?
It's his contract, but I don't know what he does
MMA,
outside.
right?
He doesn't do that anymore.
Oh.
So he
Making movies?
No, he doesn't do anything. Like I don't
Sits on the
understand.
couch, watch TV?
Probably.
Lifts
Or-
weights?
Yeah, plenty of that apparently.
Steroids?
Hope not.
I hope not.
But no, like his contract is he shows up for a couple months, then he leaves for an extended amount of time. That's worse than The Rock. At least The Rock was here from the time he was November to April. November to April. He didn't show up all Monday, but at
Most of
least
them?
but he was there at least for the ones that mattered. And it wasn't always like the last one before a pay-per-view. Sometimes he was thrown in Raws between them. But he didn't take off like for 5 months and then randomly show up again. Like it's annoying to me.
I think there's two parts of the reason why he's not there full time, and this is just my opinion. One, when he is there, he goes all out.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't hold anything back.
Right.
And so he's more, even though the wrestlers are careful, not to injure each other. At the same time, he goes all out, and so his chances of getting injured are higher than some other wrestler. Also, I heard he has some. Doesn't he have some type of condition? I don't know what
No,
he has.
He got cured.
What was it?
He got cured.
Cured of.
Typhon tendinitis or whatever.
I'm not even sure what that is, to be
It
honest.
was like intestinal problem.
Oh, that's not good.
that he
That's
had.
not good.
But like, I don't. The guy's so big and like made of muscle. I'm not worried about him getting injured. I'm worried about him
Injuring
injuring
someone
other
else, like the
people.
Undertaker. Didn't he injure?
Well, that's the rumor
Well-
that he hurt Undertaker. Not that that's what led to Undertaker losing, but like as a result of the match that they had and how aggressive he is in the ring, there has been times in the past where he has hurt people. Now, this was when he was younger, kind of inexperienced. I'm sure now he probably doesn't make the same mistakes, but at the same time, you're worried. This guy is huge. His moveset has very powerful moves, very, scary moves if you mess up. So, but I'm not worried about that because they're professionals. They know what they need to do, and injuries happen. My gripe with Brock Lesnar is that he's not there. If you have a face of a company, say, well, let's talk sports. You have
Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter.
Well, he's retiring soon, but
But I mean, throughout the years, he's been there. Like outside of being injured, he's been out front
Every
You
day.
see him play almost every
or
day.
almost every day, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, players get days off, but he's out there. He's visible. He's your main guy for your company, or in this instance, your team. That's what the WWE champion should be. Someone who's out there. You see him every Monday. Hopefully, SmackDown too, just to throw those people because there's no difference ticket price wise between Raw and SmackDown. So it'd be nice to see the champion there. But this is a guy that should be there every Monday, working his butt off, just like every wrestler does in the back. That's who should be holding the championship, not someone who comes in, collects his money, does one or two things, and then leaves.
Well, this is probably his last run, anyways.
Well, believe me, he'll be around for a while, and this will be a reoccurring thing. It'll change who he faces, but he's still young in wrestling age.
How old is he?
He's 30s, right? He's
Yeah.
like mid 30s.
He's probably about Cena's age, right?
Yeah, because they came up around the same
38.
time. Yeah. So he's still got some time.
least a
It's
few
not like
years.
he's slowing down. Like he's still fast as hell in the ring. His wrestling style.
How old's Batista?
Probably around the same, even though he looks older with what he wears.
How old is he?
47.
He's 47?
He's not older than that. Is he?
46, maybe?
Are you
46?
serious? I thought he was younger.
Damn.
What? He looks pretty good for a guy in his
Oh,
mid-40s.
yeah, but I guess he looks older just because of how he conducts himself and what he wears.
Do you think Batista comes back someday?
At the end of the year.
It's what I heard closer to the WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, back to the match because now we got.
Sidetracked.
Now we did rant.
Okay.
I ranted.
I picked Cena. You guys already heard me, so who do you think's going to win?
I'm gonna go with Cena. It's not that it's not based off of hope that they take the title off a guy who's not gonna be out anyways, but then you can start building towards Cena facing people like Roman Reigns, people like Seth Rollins. Think of what that does for those guys' careers going up against Cena. Maybe they lose the first time, but then they go over.
Good point, but the thing with Reigns is the WWE doesn't like to have face versus face.
True.
It seems like it's
But
usually
that's
face
when-
versus heel.
But that's when you
They
start.
should mix it up a little.
That's when you start making slight differences. So one plays the heel. Maybe Reigns comes out a little bit more aggressively. Maybe he attacks Cena one night. Maybe they're in a tag match
You never know.
Cena bumps him by mistake, and then Reigns just loses it and boom, right in the face. So he's not really a heel, but he's kind of a tweener. So you can kind of get away with it.
That's possible.
But also, if you want to build Reigns as a top face, then you don't really do that. But hey, they had John Cena versus Daniel Bryan, and those were your two top faces, and
That's true.
they main event at SummerSlam, and it was like one of the best matches.
That's a good point. Yeah, but it seems like generally speaking,
Usually,
they don't have
usually.
face versus face or heel
Usually.
versus heel. I wish they did that a little more often. It would be a little more interesting.
Yeah, at least face versus face, because heels you might get the whole classic heel stuff. One leaves the ring,
Or at least have one guy that is maybe a face, but he might slightly be turning a little.
yeah.
Who knows? I don't know. So
But
you're picking Cena.
I'm gonna go with Cena for this
Tim?
one.
Man, I want to see Brock retain just because, but I mean, if it matters to Cena that much to have it and to really build himself back up again, then give it to him.
Yeah, because
You know?
I have a feeling they're doing this like kind of comeback kid resurgence of Cena, because he got his butt whooped pretty bad, and it would only make sense to have this story where he's like, okay, he's fighting back, he's climbing that mountain again. So,
Jess? Oh, go ahead. Are you?
no, I'm good.
Who do you think? Cena or Lesnar?
I'm thinking Cena will pull out with it.
Yeah.
Well, we all pick Cena.
So,
With my stipulation of Rollins cashing in.
Yeah, I can see that happening too. I mean, I'm hopeful that will happen. I don't want to predict it as in put it down, like set in stone that's going to happen. But certainly a strong possibility. If we see Cena win, we have to look out for it, because it's a strong possibility at that point, especially if Lesnar attacks him. Right there's almost a dead giveaway. If Lesnar attacks Cena, Cena wins, Lesnar attacks Cena, and nothing else happens, then, what the F?
Yes. I want to see Seth Rollins cashing in on Brock Lesnar. I'd be surprised.
That would be shocking as all
That'd be
hell,
pretty cool.
and it would probably piss Brock Lesnar off, because then you're having...
That's interesting too. Imagine Rollins cashing in on Lesnar.
And then I'd be like, having Triple H be like, "Ha, I screwed you."
That'd be something, but I
think
would
that
think
would be
I would
cool.
think he would need... It would need to look more convincing, so he would need someone to kind of beat Brock Lesnar a little bit.
What if Triple H himself?
Like Triple H comes out, he's like, yeah, good job, blah blah blah,
And then he-
pedigree,
That'd be cool.
punch, hey, have Rollins come out. There you go.
That would be amazing.
That I would be all for
I'd
that.
go crazy for that.
I'd be all for that. I would just feel bad because Rollins would have needed that
Help.
help
I guess
to be
so.
champion, and
Yeah.
for me, it would kind of lessen like, oh, he's champion, that's great, but now
It
he
was
needed
handed
that.
But
help.
what if at Hell in a Cell they had Rollins versus Lesnar versus Cena?
Like a triple threat?
That's,
Hell in a Cell?
that's like what I would think the play
That'd be
would
pretty
have
cool.
been.
Wow, that dude, Rollins in a Hell in a Cell would be crazy because he'd do some crazy stuff.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, that'd be something.
It's possible.
I want that to happen. Jeez.
Yeah.
So, but it'll be interesting that last final 5-10 minutes of the pay-per-view, and if we see Cena win, that's what we gotta look out for. Keep an eye on wherever Lesnar is in the ring. If you see him walk off, then you know Cena's just walking away with the title, nothing's happening. But if you see him stick around and he stands up and he's looking at Cena, you know something's about to go down.
So, any final thoughts of how you think Night of Champions is going to be?
I think it's going to be a great show. They got it booked pretty well. So hopefully we see some title changes, because we don't see them as often. We have been seeing longer title reigns,
Yeah.
so especially the tag titles. We really would like to see them change, because every time they have a title defense, the Usos have retained, and it's kind of getting old. As much as the Usos, give them the credit where credit is due, it's time for the tag division to step up. And
Yeah, they've been a worthy tag team champion, and they certainly deserve it. They've been in the WWE for a while, and they've made improvements, all the way. But you gotta keep growing. You can't just keep kind of giving the same people champions, the championship over and over, without building up other people as well.
I think it's time for changes. I don't remember the rest of the song, but
I gotcha. Any final thoughts?
Not really.
Jerry Springer's final thoughts.
What about you, Al?
Jerry.
I don't know. I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be the best pay-per-view event, to be honest. But I really think that Reigns versus Rollins match is going to be the most entertaining one. Lesnar versus Cena is going to be fun to watch too. But I think Rollins versus Reigns, I think that's going to be the best match of the night.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's probably going to be the match of the night if they book it right and these guys continue to work together like they have. Ziggler and Miz might be a lot of fun.
That's going to be a
too.
good match too. Could be.
I want Cesaro to win so badly. Please.
Cesaro.
just-
What if
Yeah, this-
Cesaro became a Paul Heyman guy again?
Then I'd just be like, well, what are you doing? Because you're like flip flopping. It's like,
I don't know.
you know,
I think they're done with that.
yeah, keep him singles and then give him the title and then have him defend it because he has that character about him that he'll defend the title. He'll fight anyone. So
Yeah, he's been a U.S. champion before. So.
yeah, 2-time and then build it towards better things in the future for him.
Yeah.
And I'm just hopeful we don't have to deal with Brock Lesnar anymore.
Well, any last thoughts? Anyone?
So that's it.
Bueller?
Go
Bueller?
Cesaro.
Bueller?
Go Ziggler.
All right, well,
go AJ.
Thanks for watching another fine edition of Ring Rants.
Ring Rants.
Do your Chewy. He does a great Chewy impression, by the way.
Stardust.
That's awesome. Thanks for watching. Be on the lookout for future videos. Follow me on Twitter, AlexGold14. Follow him on Twitter.
Tim Beagle.
Follow her on Twitter.
Eh?
Follow him on Twitter.
Don't
Follow me
us
about
on
Ring
Twitter.
Rants. Ring
Oh,
Rants.
and guys.
Oh yeah, we got Ring Rants Twitter too, so follow that. Check that out.
Guys,
And a
Make-
Facebook page.
make sure if you find Alex's flash drive, let us know in the comments, okay? He's looking for his flash drive.
It's desperately desperate.
And if it's ran over by a car because it got dropped in a parking lot, just take a picture, tweet it, hashtag
if you stole
Ring
his
Rants,
social
flash
security
drive got
number,
owned,
steal
son.
his money and run.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But seriously, hopefully whoever found it is nice and doesn't mess with me. And also, if no one found it, hopefully it got ran over by a car.
It's me, Austin.
It was Fiona.
What?
What?
It's all right.
Thank you.
Just-
Good night.
Peace. It's past my bedtime now.